Hey guys, how you doing? Good morning. Well, it's morning over here in Nigeria. Um, Hope you've been following our Kotlin tutorial very well. And if you've not been following, please, I'll implore you to go back and view the videos. It has been insightful. Learning Kotlin has been great for me, and I believe that every other person can learn as much as I have learned. Okay, so if you've been following, first we started this tutorial series with our assignment operators. We went over to deal with the arithmetic operators, where we had no, we started with the arithmetic operators, I beg your pardon. Now we started with things like the plus, the addition, the subtraction, the division, isn't it that division, the modulus division, and also the multiplication. And also we went over to the assignment operators, where we did addition, assignment operator, subtraction, assignment operator, and all of that. But if you've not viewed this video, lucky you, I'm going to be putting the link below so that you can view the video and then you can follow up. But today what I'm going to be doing, we're going to be treating increment and decrement operators in Kotlin. Alright, so what have I done before I started this tutorial video? I've gone and created a new Kotlin file called increment and decrement operators, and then I have declared my main function. And I also want to apologize for not yet getting the GitHub repository ready that you can go get your codes and tweak as you like. I promise that before the end of the week the repository will be up. I've just been very busy with work and a lot of other things. Alright, so let's get to it now. What are increment and decrement operators? Increment and decrement operators help you to increment a value by 1. Okay, so the last time we looked at assignment operators, where you can increment the value of a variable by any number you wish, but today we were going to be looking at it by incrementing it by 1. Okay, so why is this important? It would help you in your for loop, it will help you when you are looping. Okay, so I wouldn't want to rush you before we get to looping. We'll get there and then you understand everything. So how is this increment and decrement operator? Now for the increment operator is the double plus symbol, okay, and then for the decrement operator is a double minus symbol. Okay, so we have what we call post increment operator and pre-increment operator. Okay, so for the post increment operator, these operators we appear, let's say this is a variable, so this is post increment operator. Now this is an increment operator post. Okay, so this way at the front is the post increment operator, but when this sign appears at the back this way, it is called a pre-increment operator. So I'll show you the difference in this tutorial. Then when it comes to the decrement operator, if you had it like this, this is the post decrement operator, but when you have it like this, then this is the pre-decrement operator. Okay, so what's the difference between the post and the pre-decrement operator? Okay, so let's get to it. And don't forget, I said that these operators increment the value of a variable by 1. So we'll start by declaring a var, and like I like to call it a var. Okay, then the data type, then the value, let's say the value is 6, and then another variable called bvar, data type of int, and the value is 8. Okay, so we have this. All right, so let's just print it out. Let's print their value. Okay, so we're going to print this, and I'm going to have this space, then we're going to print bvar. Okay, what error is that? I'm concatenating. Okay, so let's remove this. I think it would work this way. Alright, so let's run as Kotlin application. Oh, sorry, dashing 14. I want to concatenate the two strings together. What are you saying? And check the error. None of the following functions can be called in the argument supplied. Alright, so not to worry, we'll just display the two of them on 2 separate lines. Okay, so this put this and then bvar over here. Okay, so run as Kotlin application. So 6 and 8. Okay, so that's the value in avar and then bvar. So let me show you for now, let me show you. Let's start with the post increment operator now. So just put a comment there that says post increment Operator. Okay, so normally what you would think is this should increment the value of Ava by 1 to make it 7, but then you are wrong. Okay, so let's run it. Let me prove you wrong. It's still showing 6. Okay, do you know why? Because the post increment operator would increment the value of the variable after this has been run. Okay, so if I display the value now, note that I won't be increasing the value of Ava anymore. I will just be displaying it out. Okay, and I'll just be displaying it on the console. Now when you run this, you'll notice that at this point the value has increased. It didn't increase at this print line code, but rather it increased here because of it is a post increment operator. So the post increment operator works, it increases the value of the variable after the command, after this code has been executed. But talk about the pre increment operator. This will increment the value of the variable before the command is being executed. So if I run this, we'll just have the same value 2 times, which should be 7 7. So 7 7. So that's the difference between the post increment operator and the pre increment operator. The pre increment operator increases the value of the variable by 1 before the line of code is being executed, and the post increment operator increases the value of the variable by 1 after the code line has been executed. Okay, so this is for the post increment operator, and then I'll just put this here, pre-increment, okay, operator, and then I'll just copy this and then put it right here. Okay, so let's move down to the post, and so this would be for the post decrement, okay, operator. Now you guessed it, right? So how this will work is that this will decrease the value of bvar. Now let me just comment this out as we wouldn't need it. This will increment the value of this variable. It will decrement the value of that variable by 1 after the code of line has been executed. So this should still give us 8, okay, because it's the post decrement operator. But when you switch it to become a pre decrement operator, it gives us the value of the reduced variable. Okay, so this should give us 7. Okay, so there you go. So if I was to, let's do this, minus minus for the post, and then pre decrement now operator, and then print line. Okay, I would say minus minus b var. Okay, so for us to make this a little bit readable, let's say pre-decrement in action, right? Okay, then we can have post decrement in action. Okay, so when we run this, as I've explained before, this is still 8, but note that this is 8 and 6, so it seems as though it has decreased 2 times. Why? Because at this point it didn't decrease the value before it printed the statement, so the value will still be 8. But after this statement has been executed, the value of bvar at this point bvar will be equals to 7, and then the pre-increment operator will decrease this by 1 before displaying this. So 7 minus 1 will give us 6. So that's why we have this. And then the same thing, you know, with the post and the pre-increment operator now. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you continue your hands-on, and we'll continue operators in the next tutorial video, and I think that from there will be done. This increment and decrement operators will help you when you are using loops, how to loop through an array, how to loop in a for loop, in a do while loop, and as you watch, as we get there, you would understand the essence of all this. Okay, so not to worry, you'll be asking yourself, what do you want to use this for? You can just do -1, but don't worry, when we get there you would understand the essence of this. Okay, so thank you and God bless.